An unprecedented moment of accountability. A Michigan jury convicting both of the parents of the boy who committed the worst school shooting in the state's history. Jurors found James and Jennifer Crumbley directly responsible for the crimes of their son when he killed 4 students at Oxford High School back in 2021. His parents faced identical charges of involuntary manslaughter and faced identical verdicts. James Crumbley convicted just last night. Here's the Oakland County prosecutor who led the case.
These parents could have prevented this tragedy that was foreseeable with just the smallest of efforts. They could have prevented this shooting and saved these kids' lives and protected the hundreds of kids in the school that day and all of the members of the Oxford community that it devastated.
Joining me right now is defense attorney Misty Marris for much more on this. Misty, what did you think of this verdict?
I wasn't surprised by the verdict at all. There's a set of facts that's undisputed in this case that came out in Jennifer Crumbley's trial that was also centered in James Crumbley's trial. And no matter what you think about anything else, that meeting at the school where a drawing is shown, and the drawing includes a picture of a gun, and it says, the thoughts won't stop. That alone, I think, was enough to overcome some of the defense arguments about whether or not this was foreseeable. And look, there were very, very good arguments from that perspective, especially since the school did not say that Ethan had to be removed. They let him go back to class. However, it was the parents who knew that there was a gun in the home. So they had all the facts and they failed to act. And I truly think that that particular interaction is the reason why we saw convictions in both of these cases.
So adding it all together, the conviction of both parents now, 1 month apart, I've seen some analysis kind of broadly that this case and the verdicts as prosecutors really finding a successful playbook to hold parents responsible for enabling deadly violence, meaning this could be used elsewhere. I've also seen people describe this as unique, though, given the evidence of how the parents allegedly acted. How broad or limited do you think the impact of these verdicts will be?
I think both are true. And let me explain what that means. So yes, this opens up a legal theory that prosecutors can now use to hold parents accountable for the actions of their kids. That being said, it's going to be a fact-specific case. It's not going to be every case. It's going to be cases where facts show that there was a foreseeable risk. So yes, it will not be, anything and everything out there. There's not going to be a wave of prosecutions relating to children's actions and parents' accountability. However, it is going to be certain factual scenarios that are now going to be, there's going to be a legal theory to prosecute. And I think a lot of those are going to relate to the maintenance and safety protocols with storing guns when there's children in the home. This case was unique in the sense that this particular state at the time did not have storage laws. It didn't require a gun owner to lock up the gun and have it in a safe and have a code on that safe or even keep a trigger lock on the gun. All arguments that were raised by the defense. But this case even overcame that hurdle to say if there's a foreseeable risk, there's a child in the home, there's a gun that's accessible, you can be held accountable. So it's a broad ruling, but it will be a narrow set of cases that fit the factual circumstances.
The parents were are speaking out after this verdict. We heard from the lead prosecutor there, and the parents of the children who were killed in the school shooting, they have suggested that they want to go after the school now as well, saying that they need to start focusing on the school and the school's failures. What do you think that looks like?
So there's a whole host of civil lawsuits that are pending relating to the school and their failures in this case. And the failures were significant. And that came out on the stand in the criminal trial. In fact, it was central to the defense of both Jennifer and James Crumbley. That's that this meeting that has held both parents criminally accountable, the school also failed to take significant action. They didn't search Ethan's backpack. They didn't escalate this. They didn't take him out of the classroom. What it came out was they didn't demand that Ethan was taken home. They suggested that that was an option. So all of that together creates a liability problem for the school. With that said, and this is where these civil litigations are coming, there are rules relating to immunity when it comes to entities like government entities like public schools. And so there's some legal hurdles to overcome. Gross negligence has to be shown, but this could certainly open up the door. The facts here, especially now it's under oath, could certainly lead to some civil accountability for the school.
Sentencing for the Crumbleys, April 9th. We'll watch that and continue to follow it. It's great to see you, Misty. Thank you. Sarah?